Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to our first full day in Florianópolis. Before we get started with today's sites, we want to go ahead and answer top questions, like how to get to the island and where are the best places to stay. If you want to skip that part and go directly to the sites, feel free to use the scroll bar and skip ahead. For those of you tuning in for the first time, wondering what Florianópolis is all about, go ahead and watch our highlights vlog from last week. And for those of you still tuned in right now, get ready for today's adventure filled with dunes, beaches, food, hiking, and so much more. You might not find many Brazilians vacationing in Cuba or Mexico, especially those living in Brazil. And why would they, when they have access to an island paradise like Florianópolis? Florianópolis is often considered one of Brazil's top vacation spots, especially for beach lovers, surfers, and partygoers. As we covered in our highlights vlog, Florianópolis is famous for its high-quality lifestyle, scenic beaches, and vibrant nightlife, making it a favorite for summer getaways. Although it's gaining popularity on the South American spectrum, we want to reach out to the rest of you who think that Rio de Janeiro is the only place to visit in Brazil. Okay, yes, I've been to Rio and it's nice. Here's a thought: why not create a multi-city trip, including São Paulo, Rio, and Florianópolis? Now, let's get started with getting to Florianópolis. Before we continue, keep in mind that a lot of work goes into planning, preparing, and executing of our videos. So in turn, we ask you a little bit of help, using our hotels.com, Skyscanner, and other links in the video's description. This will in turn help us continue producing more content. And we have so much more that we want to show you. Alright, so once you click on the Skyscanner link, you'll be able to create a round-trip simulation. Or, even better, create a multi-city simulation, including São Paulo, Rio, and Florianópolis. Generally, adding one extra flight to your round trip doesn't reflect the full price you would normally pay. We've done this numerous times, so please feel free to let us know if you have any questions. As promised, we want to cover how to get around on the island. We opted for a car rental because we like the flexibility. But rest assured, there are taxis, Ubers, and local buses to take you around. Actually, Uber is quite popular and affordable. That said, feel free to run your own calculations. We left you a couple links in the video's description to calculate prices and to plan for your rental. Before visiting any new location, like us, you might wonder where are the best places to stay. And that all depends on what you're looking for, so allow us to help you with the lay of the land. If proximity to many restaurants and activities is a priority, then consider staying at the Lagoa da Conceição. We highly recommend the Pousada da Lagoa, where Chris and Laura are sure to sweep you off your feet. You might want to stay near the city center or the market of Florianópolis. In this case, consider the Faial Prime Suites or Hotel Porto da Ilha for their central location with modern amenities and reasonable prices. And if you're looking for something closer to the beach, then consider staying in Jurerê, Campeche, or Santinho Beach. And feel free to use our hotels.com link in the description. Again, your support means the world to us, and we can't wait to bring you even more adventures. Here's a tip that will hopefully help you save some money. Visiting Brazil during Carnival is a dream for some, and it can be an expensive one since most prices increase significantly. And that's totally fine because it'll reflect your experience. But if you're looking to save a little bit of money, consider visiting slightly off-peak, which usually means mid-March onwards, where prices drop significantly. Secondly, choose pousadas, as they often include breakfast and they have lower rates than hotels, usually offering all the same great advantages. Now, stay tuned as we get started with day one in Florianópolis, sharing even more great tips along the way. Our journey began with a smooth landing at the Florianópolis airport, and continued with a shuttle ride to our rental car provider. No immigration was necessary since this was a national flight. The Movida car rental agency gave us a great model which had CarPlay. And once paired with our airlo internet, we were swiftly able to make our way to the Pousada. For those of you looking to rent a car on the island, you'll be happy to know that driving in Florianópolis is quite smooth. This goes for during the daytime and at night. Once we arrived near the Lagoa da Conceição area, it was quite easy to find the charming Pousada Casa da Lagoa. This establishment is ran by Chris and Laura, and their Pousada feels like a home away from home. The moment we arrived, we felt their warm hospitality. And that includes Serge, their friendly dog. We initially chose this establishment for its prime location, as it appeared to be located steps away from restaurants, a lake, and shops. After checking in, we dropped off our bags in the large and spacious room, which, by the way, is this one on Hotels.com. Then we roamed the Pousada to get our bearings. And before going for a walk, we chatted with Chris and asked him about restaurant recommendations. Once we told him we liked burgers and beers, he immediately suggested Rufus Experimental Beers, a fantastic spot nearby. On our way out, we opted for a scenic walk by the lake, which is when we noticed a large species of birds on the island. I was glad I brought my DSLR along. If you love the craft beer scene, then you'll enjoy discovering Florianópolis. And even more so, Rufus Bar, which is dedicated to promoting local brews and strengthening the craft beer culture in the region. The bar offers a relaxed and lively atmosphere, making it an ideal spot to enjoy local craft beers, and a welcoming environment in our opinion, which at times offers live music. It's a great place to check out Florianópolis' night vibe. There are so many different types of beer on the menu, I couldn't decide on just one, so I decided to get myself a flight. The next morning, I woke up early to head to the lake with my DSLR, since the morning light is prime time for picture taking. And I was hoping to find even more bird species. If you're looking to get into photography, feel free to check out our blog about getting started with a DSLR. After my morning photo session, I headed back to the Pousada and met up with Ellie for a delicious breakfast. Spread in the spacious breakfast nook. Look at all these fresh tropical fruits, baked goods, and Brazil's classic pãozinho francês. They even asked us if we wanted eggs and prepared them to our liking. This warm start to the day set the tone for the adventures ahead. After breakfast, Chris asked about our plans for the day. Side note, he's not just a great host, but also an island expert. Equipped with satellite GPS maps to recommend the best beaches. He'll make his recommendations based on wind conditions and activities. For surfers, he has a specific spot in mind. But for us, he suggested to start with the nearby Joaquina Beach, a popular destination. He also recommended a restaurant for us to try the famous Sequência de Camarão. As we set out on the main avenue, called Avenida das Rendeiras, we stumbled upon the stunning sand dunes. Here, you can rent a board and try sandboarding, a must-do activity if you're on the island. Although I hesitated and skipped it this time, seeing others have fun made me regret not giving it a go. Oh, and these dunes off to the side of the road are part of a massive formation connected to the Joaquina Beach. And this one is considered one of the largest on the island. Besides the dunes, the intriguing part about this avenue in Florianópolis is that it carries a significant historical and cultural meaning. Avenida das Rendeiras translates to Avenue of the Lacemakers, and it honors the legacy of the crochet and lace artisans who once played a vital role in the area's cultural identity. The avenue is more than just a marketplace. It's a symbol of the island's connection to Azorean immigrants who settled on the island in the 18th century. They brought their artisanal skills, including lace making, which became a hallmark of the island's culture. It was these very hardworking women who helped shape its identity. Alas, the name of the avenue serves as a tribute to these artisans, keeping their legacy alive even as the craft itself faces challenges. Historically, the island was known for its crochet artisans, but now only a few shops remain. We explored some of these stores along the avenue and met with the creators behind the intricate pieces. Did you know that crochet became popular here as a way to preserve local traditions and create unique clothing? If you love handcrafted art, then this is the place to support local artisans. After strolling down memory lane, we headed back to the car for a 9-minute drive to Joaquina Beach. We were so excited to hit the beach, but then it hit us. Where do we park? As demonstrated in this video clip, parking can sometimes be tricky, especially at popular beaches. And Joaquina Beach is one of them. Let me show you the easiest option we found. Most of the beaches we visited had free parking spaces, and we managed to get a few free ones. But we often paid a small fee as it meant we were closer to the destination and with a little added security. Chris told us earlier that Joaquina Beach was lively. Today was filled with young adults enjoying the summer break in December. And when I say summer break, this means the kids are off school for 2 months, just like our summer break in Canada from June to August. While the main sandy stretch was crowded, we wandered along the rocky coastline for a quieter experience and discovered a crocodile-shaped rock and breathtaking views. After a quick tour of the beach, we decided to go up the dunes. There we had an even more amazing view of the beach and surrounding. We even saw a couple of guys sandboarding. Well, they weren't professionals, but they looked like they were having fun. Nearing lunchtime, we left in the direction of Pousada da Lagoa, which translates to the Lagoon Bar. Once there, we made our way to the canal in search for a restaurant. This is the area where they usually serve the Sequência de Camarão. We took Chris's advice and decided to eat at the Rancho de Canoa. We were in luck with a table on the patio right in front of the water. They also served artisanal beers here. Ellie ordered the famous shrimp platter for 2, and oh my god, was there so much food? It was hard to finish it all. Everything we ordered was fish, because let's face it, that's the thing you order on an island. Well, after eating our fair share, we were ready for a walk. We crossed the street and found this souvenir shack, which coincidentally was also at the base of a walking trail called Trilha da Oração. Inside the shop, we met with Deborah, who greeted us and explained everything about their precious stones on display and the hiking trail. Deborah spent a lot of time with us explaining the origin of the trail. She piqued our curiosity and made it sound so interesting. So we paid the small fee and headed up on our own. At first, there was a lot of climbing. There were many stairs, but the terrain was quite clean. All of this climbing, and I wasn't sure what to expect. At the time, I was enjoying the walk and replaying what Deborah said in the back of my mind. about the stones and how they were aligned with the moon and the sun, similar to other places in the world like Machu Picchu. Along the way, we found encouraging words written on pieces of wood, like, "The only impossible thing is not even to try." "Be the inspiration for others and don't give up," and many other encouraging words. For your information, the trail was established in 2002 by Adnir Ramos, a local fisherman transformed into an archaeoastronomy scholar. Adnir's studies revealed that the superimposed rocks in the area are part of a network of astronomical calendars. The trail features dolmens and menhirs, which are large stones arranged in a specific formation. These structures are thought to have been used by the ancient nomadic people around 5,000 years ago to mark the seasons of the year. Functioning similarly to other megalithic sites like Stonehenge. Alas, we made it to the top, and that was a view I did not expect. I especially like hiking trails for a few reasons. If I'm hiking up, I like to be rewarded with a view. And if I'm hiking inland, I love to see a waterfall. Well, this was a rewarding view. We saw the forest for as far as the eye could see, paragliders in the far distance, and upon climbing a little further, we saw the Praia da Galheta just below us. Wow, $1 million view. And at this point, Ellie and I were enchanted, and we really felt the energy that Deborah was talking about. Almost like she was an angel that guided us to this magical place, never to be seen again by us. After much recharging and reconnecting, we decided to continue onwards to finish the hiking loop, as we were curious to see any other hidden surprises ahead. I found the Equinox stone, which I used to charge my crystal, and then we headed back down slowly. At some point we reconnected with the initial trail and made our way down the steps. I was filming Ellie on the way down and suddenly I saw her hand shake as though something stung her. Something did sting her, and to this day we're not sure what that was. She told me the pain was increasing with each passing moment, which is when I encouraged her to focus on getting back to the main gate. Meanwhile, I was worried that she might have been stung by a venomous insect. We finally arrived at the main gate. It was closed and we were locked in. Odd that they would close it so early. The sun hadn't even set yet. I forget how we managed to get someone's attention, perhaps by chanting or yelling, but someone did eventually come and open the gate. Ellie told them about the bite, and the woman kindly gave her some product to pass on her hand. Gratefully, she informed us that it wasn't a dangerous bite. We thanked her and headed on our way.
Nature bites.
Nature bites.
Despite Ellie's bite and throbbing hand, she managed to drive us to a beautiful beach, where we managed to enjoy the sunset and the beautiful moon in the sky. This was the perfect ending to our first full day in Florianópolis. The only thing left after this was to head back to the Pousada to clean up and go for dinner. We opted for another recommendation from Chris and went to the Layback Beer Hall, which is where we found even more great artisanal beers. Inside the hall was like kind of a market with many types of restaurants, selling everything from Mexican food to burgers and many other varieties. At the very back of the hall, we found the skate park, a really cool place buzzing with energy. Wow, what a great first day in Florianópolis! Welcome back everyone! Liked what you saw? Well then, get ready for even more adventures in next week's vlog, where we'll take you in a different section of Florianópolis, filled with even more beaches, indulge in delicious treats, show you 2 charming neighborhoods, and we'll wrap things up in downtown Florianópolis. Alright everyone, have a great week, and I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye for now.